English Teacher Part 122. Promote thinking in your classroom. What you do in a classroom promotes or limits your students' learning and use of thinking skills. Wasserman, Jonas, and Rothstein in 1967 pointed out that the way teachers organize their classrooms, climate they provide, and the strategies that they use lie at the core of teaching for thinking. The teacher who shows willingness to listen and provides opportunities for students to be heard creates positive climate for acquiring thinking skills. Students need to discuss their thinking processes, points of views, and attempts at analysis. They need to make decisions, examine alternatives, and act on their decisions. They need to think of the ways of organizing and using the learning skills they are acquiring. They need a degree of autonomy to promote this development and exercise of thinking skills rather than limiting degree of dependency. We've got a table here that has process classification. First of all, we have got the general thinking. So let's talk about the general problem solving, general decision making, general creativity, generalization, and general differentiating. Then we've got thinking, then we've got revising, then we've got science, then we've got English, then we've got mathematics and history. In general process, we need to have problem solving, decision making, creating, generalizing, and differentiating. For the thinking process, we need to have recalling, comprehending, analyzing, synthesizing, evaluating, and communicating. For revising, we need to have adapting, improving, improvising, patterning, varying, comparing. For science, we need to have observing, measuring, classifying, verifying, and recording. For English, we need to have paraphrasing, summarizing, describing, and debating. For mathematics, we need to have measuring, estimating, verifying, checking, and problem solving. For history, we need to have investigating, analyzing, classifying, comparing, and recording. We've got another table for the teaching of process. Well, number one, provide an overview of the process. Number two, demonstrate the process. Number three, demonstrate and provide practice of each step. Number four, relate parts in turns to the whole. Number five, practice the whole in context. Number six, promote transfer and practice in new classroom context. Number seven, evaluate. Number eight, promote transfer in broader life context. And that's how this circle completes, in fact. It's a linear process of teaching. Teach transfer. One of the most commonly debated issues in the teaching of thinking is transfer. Barron and Sternberg in 1991 pointed out that one must teach for transfer rather than merely hoping that it will occur. Perkins and Solomon in 1989 observed that when general principles of reasoning are taught together with self-mentoring practices and potential applications in varied contexts, transfer often is obtained only under specific conditions, which often are not met in life. To accustom your students to observe and implement opportunities for practicing transfer, you should emphasize in both the set and the closure of your lessons the connection that will enable to transfer familiar skills, knowledge to the new context, Give your students opportunities to observe, to use such new opportunities in the broader context, and that's how they can become accustomed to doing it on their own initiative.